So a lot of you are going to purchase a passport in 2026, and this is the time to decide which is the one that you're going to purchase, and more importantly, the one that you should run away from, you should avoid like plague. In this video, I'm going to discuss if you should be purchasing a passport in 2026. The answer is yes. You should absolutely think about purchasing a citizenship in 2026, and there's some exciting programs that have come up. There's one program that is about to launch, which might be of great interest to a lot of you watching. I'm going to touch upon that. Should you wait for that, or should you select the ones that are currently available? But before I deep dive into any of this, the very important thing is to discuss the ones that you should avoid. And towards the end, I'm going to discuss a bonus passport that you can actually obtain in a few days. And some people just can't wait. They want to have a pure investment based passport. They don't want to donate any money. They want to simply open up a bank account and obtain a passport. So I'm going to discuss that towards the second half of the video. But let me quickly start off with discussing the absolute flops of 2025, and they're going to continue to be flop in 2026. Those are the ones, those are no-brainers. You're surely going to avoid those. But then I'm also going to discuss the ones that people think are good, but they're absolute crap, and you should avoid them also. Now, what are some of the biggest flops of 2025? The biggest flop is Egypt. The moment that program launched, it was dead in its track because the visa-free access is dismal. Not a lot of people would want to live in Egypt. So if you're not going to live there, if you can't travel on that passport, what are you getting this for? And it was a recipe for disaster when they said 300K in investment. Although it's a property on the open market, practically, of course, they want you to buy something from those pre-selected developers. The second flop was Jordan and El Salvador, purely on the pricing. $1 million. Hell no, no one wants to buy those passports for $1 million. For $100,000, absolutely. A lot of people would have grabbed those pieces of paper, right? Not a lot of people would live in either country. So just to have it in the closet, just to have a backup option, a plan C option at 100K, I think Jordan and El Salvador would have made a lot more sense. But when you add a zero to it, once you make it $1 million, no one would want to buy those. So these are the clear flops of 2025. The one that I would absolutely avoid at any cost is the Turkey CBI. Turkey used to be okay when there was the direct property purchase on the open market at 250K, but when it jumped to 400K, it did not make much sense. Now the citizenship is very loosely coupled to the property. There are some cases where people have purchased the property, but they got rejected for that citizenship. So because the property and the citizenship are not tied together, it's a risky option. It takes a year and a half to get it. I would not play around or fool around with the Turkish option. It does not offer a whole lot. It's not a good option for a lot of people. So I would 100% avoid, stay away from Turkey CBI in 2026. Now, I would also stay away from a lot of the Caribbean options. I would completely avoid the St. Lucia's, the Antigua, Barbuda. 100%, no way St. Kitts and Nevis. 100% would avoid that one. The only one CBI that I would consider purchasing, which is a very good CBI, very reputed CBI, is the Grenada. And a lot of you might be shocked, why does he like Grenada? Two very important core reasons why Grenada makes a lot of sense. First one, the passport is diversified. It's respected by many countries. Some of these countries are enemies of each other, but they do offer visa-free on the Grenada passport. For example, it has China, Russia, and E2 to the US on the same passport. Very recently, US threatened a complete travel ban across CBI passports, and Grenada was the only option which did not feature on that proposed list. It shows that it has a decent relation with the West. It has the E2 access, but at the same time, on the same passport, it has the visa free to Russia and it has the visa free to China. So you're getting bang for your buck on the same travel document. The second big benefit with Grenada, and this is an area that we specialize in, and which is you don't have to do the donation route only, because that does not make sense. The prices have really gone up. You're wasting 250K in donation, right? It's not the most cost effective solution. Now, we specialize in the real estate in Grenada. Now, there are a ton of deals in Grenada, but we specialize in selecting the best deals. We have a team of specialized attorneys and real estate developers in Grenada, so you can actually recoup the investment in real estate, and you're only looking at approximately, let's say, 100K USD of loss, which will be your citizenship fee. That money you would never see back, but you have a good chance of recouping the 250K that you would invest in real estate. Until then, of course, you have your investment in the property. You can continue to keep it in future, but if you don't like it, if you don't want it after 5 years, then there are some unique options to get that sold. The developer would work with you to sell your share. It would be their responsibility to get that done, so that you pay the least amount of price, which is the 100K approximately. The numbers would fluctuate. Keeping things legal, keeping the program 100% legal, you're striking the best possible deal and qualifying for the best possible program. The third main reason why I think Grenada shines when you compare to other CBI programs is that it's outside the hurricane belt. So if shit hits the fan, you can actually go to your country of citizenship. The fourth reason that I think Grenada makes a lot more sense as compared to other Caribbeans is the safety situation in Grenada. It's far safer than the other Caribbean nations. And fifth, and the most important reason, the passport is respected. It's a respectable travel document. So when you're actually visiting Schengen, when you're actually applying for visas, your Grenada passport is going to look far better as compared to some of those other busted and tainted options. This one has stayed out of the spotlight for all the right reasons. Now, there have been some high profile criminals that have obtained some of those other travel documents. You have not heard that kind of crazy news with Grenada. So it shows that the program is stable, it's clean, it's a nice program. I feel it's the best program as compared to some of those other Caribbean options. The second on the list would be an African option for Plan C. I would avoid some of the African options that have just launched. I would definitely want to wait and see what Botswana launches at. If Botswana launches between 75K to 95K, I would 100% like to add that to my portfolio. And if you are subscribed to this channel, you would be the first one to be notified the moment there's any update on Botswana. We are closely tracking and monitoring that with immigration. The moment Botswana goes live, you would be the first one to be notified if you are subscribed. And why Botswana? Two main reasons. One, it's a respected country. Two, it's a safe country. So if shit hits the fan, you can actually be very safe in Botswana. And number three, it has some very interesting access, and one or two countries, the viewers watching would know what I'm talking about. So it has that advantage as well. Number three on the list, I would definitely look at Vanuatu. And a lot of people think, hey, that's a lot of shady people get it, a lot of criminals get it. Bullshit. Now, when you get it, don't commit crime, don't be a criminal, and you should be fine. There's nothing wrong with Vanuatu. It has stuck it out. It has lost the Schengen access for all the right reasons. And it's a good, interesting back pocket passport. I would consider it as a Plan C. So it'll be something like Botswana, but satisfying an entirely different use case. Vanuatu has a lot of Latin access, so you can use it for that. You can get residencies from Latin America using Vanuatu as your layer, right? It shouldn't be your primary layer, but a secondary or a tertiary layer, and you can add residencies to secure your position, all done cleanly, neatly, and legally for the right kind of person. Not every Tom, Dick, and Harry would want to use the layering, but the right candidate would obviously want to have multiple layers of security. multiple layers of identity protection. So when shit hits the fan, you are ahead of the game. The reason why I feel Vanuatu really shines is that it is one of the only citizenships that actually has a monetary investment component. You get back $50,000 with interest, a couple of different funds to play around with. And because we have access to the best deals in terms of these different funds, and our liaison is the #1 direct vendor with the government, we get this passport at record speeds. Even Grenada, we are able to get that between 4 months and 6 months. Vanuatu takes around 60 days to obtain, lightning fast. So at any point in time, right, any of these CBIs, if you're looking for the best possible deal at the fastest possible timeline, then you know what to do. You can always click the link, book a call, we can have a quick chat and get you the right discount, legal discount. You want to keep the citizenship legal. Now, finally, the bonus topic, a passport in just a few days. This is by opening a bank account. A fixed deposit in a bank actually can get you passport in just a few days. And if you have missed that all important coverage on this hot topic, hop out of this video. I've covered this extensively in great amount of detail, and we have a team that specializes in this option. So if you have missed this, definitely go and check this one out. Catch you in this one.